I think it's important, and I'll go back to the way Sai introduced the session, because Leeds is not like separate from the planet, the region, the national. It's connected. Everything is connected, and having that international perspective and awareness of what else is happening elsewhere and how it's impacted and how they're impacting on here is a necessary conversation. And I think having a discussion here is brilliant. And I know in terms of pushing for let's have an awareness that's beyond, because the way climate conversations sometimes have been had or held, it's very much from this point and from here, let's walk to work, let's go vegan, let's go, and people do not have the connection of how it connects with everything else. Climate is not separate. It's a social justice issue as well, but it's not separate from like I said, from migration. It's not separate from disease. It's not separate from poverty. It's all interconnected. And I think the international is interconnected, but all the issues and the struggles that people are having right now are all interconnected, and that's why it needs to happen. I think we gave the example for example, recycling. We've say everybody's been encouraged to recycle, but then there's also the conversation of what happens to that stuff that we recycled. I think there was a documentary not so long ago showing that they've bought land or kind of managed to pay off some poorer countries to go and deposit all this stuff there. And this is, the people were talking big and green and recycling, but look what it's doing. And I think people having that awareness, and the examples I give around clothes and how wasteful we are, how much packaging we have, how much all of these things that we're supposed to be doing willy-nilly without thinking deeper are impacting on others is necessary, because then we can change our behavior, but look at the bigger picture all the time.
Yeah, exactly that. As Penina says, Leeds is not an island. It's connected, and we have to make all the connections to have any future, because there's a lot of council in the UK ideas of playing Leeds off against Manchester, and we've got this, we're so great, and celebrating the city for doing whatever. But it's really stupid and madness, because there's so many, Leeds is part of the world, and there's so many interactions, and I think when we're even talking about emissions, we need to factor in the transport, the air travel is maybe not even factored in there. So we need to look at all the impacts of how we live, and if we do hit some target, which you can always fit on numbers, then what does that mean for people around the world, and how does that, because there will be a feedback, and there's always going to be stuff that the wind doesn't know any borders, the sun doesn't, the floods don't, and so we have to think internationally.